Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Matt Florjancic on the call of tonight's action as the Baldwin Wallace men's soccer team will host its second match of the season when they welcome the Thiel College Tomcats to Berea. Baldwin Wallace and Thiel, two teams heading in different directions. BW riding a two-game win streak after defeating Geneva 4-3 on September 3rd. They won at Allegheny 4-2 on September 6th. Thiel, after getting their first win of the year to improve to 1-1 on August 30th, they have fallen in straight games 1-0 against Pitt Bradford at home and then 4-2 against Alma at home. And they will look to break that two-game slide as the Yellow Jackets will look to keep the good times rolling. Taking a look at the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets leading the way in points and goals with 3 and 6 points respectively is Matthew Skladany. And Skladany finished off a hat trick last week in the Yellow Jackets win at Geneva. And then it's a couple of other players who have tallied 9 goals so far for the Yellow Jackets this season, including 2 by Mike Kane and 3 others, with single goals on the year. Leading the way for the Thiel College Tomcats with 1 goal each. It is 4 different players who have scored. It's Pearson Badowski, Zach Loser, Rylan Picarilli, and Derek Thomas. In goal for the Tomcats tonight will be Bryce Stefanowicz. He's played in 4 of the 5 Tomcat games, logged over 346 minutes in goal, allowing 6 goals, saving 7 shots on net, a 156 goals against average, a 538 save percentage. He is 1-3 on the year. And opposite him for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will be Seth Warwick, the junior keeper, formerly of the Avon High School Eagles, and led them on a couple of deep playoff runs in his high school career. He's been in net twice for the Yellow Jackets, and in 180 minutes of action, he's allowed 5 goals, made 7 saves, has a 250 goals against average, and a 1-1 record on the evening, or rather coming into this evening's game. The teams are just about to meet with the officials at the half and take the field, and then we will have the reading of the starting lineups, the national anthem, and our opening kickoff from Tressel Field. Again, Baldwin Wallace home for the first time since their season opening game against Carnegie Mellon University. Check that. This is actually the Yellow Jack. That was a neutral site game, so this is actually the first home match game of the year for the Baldwin Wallace men's soccer team. Taking a look at the starting lineups first for the Tomcats. In goal, as I said, it's Bryce Stefanowicz. He's a junior from Greenville, Pennsylvania. Joining him in the starting lineup, a freshman midfielder from Erie, Pennsylvania, and Fairview High School. Number 2, Mason Melarano. On defense, a freshman from Plum, PA. Number 3, Bryce Bobish. On defense, a freshman from Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, and Pine Grove Area High School. Number 5, Gino Pompey. At midfield, a junior from Grove City, Pennsylvania, number 6, Pearson Badowski. At midfield, a junior from North Olmsted, Ohio, just down the way of I-480 from Baldwin Wallace, number 8, Grant Becker. At sophomore, a forward a sophomore from Bradford, Pennsylvania, number 11, Andy Mangold. At midfield, a sophomore from Hermitage, Pennsylvania, and Hickory High School, number 14, Giovanni Rossi, Jr. At midfield, a junior, also from Hermitage, Pennsylvania, and Hickory High School, number 20, Logan Gordon. On defense, a junior from Poland, Ohio, number 24, Derek Thomas. And at forward, a freshman from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, number 25, Max Kovacic. The Tomcats are coached by Zach Walters in his 6th season running the program. He's assisted by Phil George, Jordan Zakic, volunteer assistant coaches A.J. Trobeck, class of 2025 from Thiel, and Anthony Panko. Starting it off for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, in goal, a 6-foot junior from Avon, the 00, Seth Warwick. On defense, a 5'11 sophomore from Muskegon, Michigan, and Fruitport High School, number 3, Brady Brown. On defense, a 6'3 freshman from Hamburg, New York, number 5, Thomas Getz. At midfield, a 6'1 junior from Westlake, Simi Helawa. At midfield, a 5'7 senior from North Olmsted, number 7, Owen Reyes. At midfield, a 5'11 senior from Cleveland and Lakewood St. Edward High School, number 10, Matthew Skladany. At midfield, a 5'8 sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia, and Thomas A. Edison High School, number 12, McGuire Alden. At midfield, a 5'9 senior from Talmadge, number 14, Ben McCauley. At midfield, a 5'8 junior from Lewiston, New York, and Lewiston Porter High School, number 17, Dominic Macero. At midfield, a 5'10 freshman from Middleburg Heights, Ohio, and right next door at Berea Mid-Park High School, Omar Al-Halabi. At midfield, a junior from Lutheran West High School, number 24, Braden Lamb. The Yellow Jackets are coached by Reed Ayers in his 24th season running the program. His senior assistant is Joe Jovanowski. The assistants are Colin Fabian, Danny Rupel, class of 2020, Vince Milner, class of 2015, and Paul Viscami. The student assistant coaches, Dominic Nunziato, Bryce Venrick, and Tyler Yunker. Now it's time to pause for the national anthem. The Thiel Tomcats will be in blue uniforms with white printing on the numbers and the lettering, and gold trim down the sides of the jerseys. They have Thiel written on the front, Tomcats written on the back nameplate, and both of the numbers and the lettering trimmed in gold. And their goalkeeper, Bryce Stefanowicz, will be in highlighter blue uniform. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets in white jerseys with the brown and white striped look on the front, brown numerals on the back trimmed in gold, and brown shorts. And their keeper, Seth Warwick, will be in highlighter green off to our left to start this ball game. Actually, Warwick's uniform looks very close to the uniforms being sported by the officials this evening. And the BW uniform will also feature the athletic logo on the left shoulder of the jersey. The Jackets will start with possession of the ball. I'll look to get off to a good start today. That's been the key, playing from in front. It's a lot easier than playing catch-up. And Thiel showing some pressure right off the mat, or right off the bat, I should say. It's lobbed into the attacking side of midfield, and then the Tomcats will send it all the way back across midfield. It'll be traced down by Lamb on the far sideline. Lamb has it deflect on a bounce off of a Tomcat, and he'll throw it in. Lob it in forward for Al-Halabi. And Al-Halabi will have a carry amount of bounce off of him, so it'll result in a Tomcat throw in for the first time tonight. And stepping up and taking it away with a header was Lamb. He sent it over to Reyes, and now trying to get it back to Lamb. Good battle along that sideline, but it's stolen away by the Tomcats. Long lead pass will trickle through the Baldwin Wallace defense, and it will be sent across midfield with a sweeping right-footed kick from Warwick. Then it's headed toward the sideline by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. Thomas lobs it in, and it's then sent out by the Tomcats. So the Yellow Jackets get a throw-in deep in Thiel territory as Brady Brown will do the honors. He lobs it all the way into the box and set it out by the Tomcats. Brown trying to keep it alive. He'll send it over to Lamb. Lamb has it deflect off of him, but now gets it back and lobs it into the box. And offsides is the call against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Correction, I should say a foul was called against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, and it will result in a free kick for the Tomcats. Left-footed kick gets deep down the field, but it's headed away by the Yellow Jackets. Now a good battle ensues along the sideline. The Tomcats hold possession so far. And it's kicked out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets off of a Tomcat throw-in BW. Lamb will do the honors. He throws it about 15 yards down the field. His teammate wasn't looking for him, but it was headed out by the Tomcats, so the Yellow Jackets will throw it in once more with Lamb fulfilling those obligations. He gets it into Skladany. It's headed back away by the Tomcats. Now over pursuit by the Jackets leads to a lob inside by the Tomcats. It's headed back to Warwick. He scoops it up, and he will punt it across midfield. It's directed back by the Tomcats. And controlling it was Melarano. And a lead pass again. Gets to the box. It's scooped up by Warwick, and then he'll overhand toss it to the side where it is Brady Brown with possession. Brown gave it up to McCauley. He reversed it to the left side where Lamb is trying to keep possession, and he will. He'll drop it back, and it'll be sent across the field to Brown, and Brown was led a little bit too far as that's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming up for Bobish of the Tomcats. He gets it in to Kovacic. Now it's lobbed toward the net by Mangold. Kicked out by the Jackets. Mangold again with it. Trying to use some fancy footwork. It'll be skied in the air and out of the box by the Yellow Jackets once more. Brown giving good pursuit, and he has possession of the ball, and he will send it out of bounds. Didn't have good body position on that one in terms of being pinned against the sideline and end line. So discretion being the better part of valor, he decided to kick it out and have the Tomcats throw it in, and then the Yellow Jackets will send it out near the 30-yard line where the Tomcats will try to track it down. Rossi heads it down the field. He was looking for Badowski, but it was tipped out of bounds by the Tomcats. So possession goes over to the Jackets, and Brown will throw in once more. He throws it deep into the middle of the field. It's redirected by the Jackets and then taken away by the Tomcats. It'll be sent near side to Bobish. He'll lob it towards the Yellow Jacket net. It's kicked away by Getz and then tracked down by Brown, but then a turnover by the Jackets. Bobish with it before it gets cleared away by the Yellow Jackets now. And that one will be kicked out by the Tomcats as Holliga was trying to move the ball down the field on the near sideline. It's headed down toward Macero. Now Macero in between three Tomcats. It's dropped back to Holliga and sent over to Skladany. Skladany between the hash marks. Sends it right side to Lamb. It's led into the box by the Jackets, but headed away by the Tomcats. Now trying to track it down is Alden, and again the Tomcats with the clear. It's headed back toward the Thiel net, and the Jackets give good pursuit before Thiel sends it across midfield. And one of the Jackets over pursues it, as does one of the Tomcats. It'll be McCauley who will track it down for the Yellow Jackets. He'll drop it back to Seth Warwick. Warwick puts the right foot into it, sends it near side to Brown. Brown gets it across midfield, feeds a nice lead pass to Reyes, but it's a little bit too long, and it'll be tracked down by the Tomcats. Now again on the clear, Brown keeps it in for the Jackets. It gets reversed out top. Left-footed shot blocked by the Tomcats. Still possessed by the Jackets at the top of the box. Another shot. That one gets through. Reyes falls with a rebound attempt, and this one will be back out to Reyes. Now again a block shot in front. The Jackets pressing and are really getting good looks offensively. Again another press as Macero steps up. But this time it's cleared by the Tomcats. Alden with it. He'll send it over to Brown near side. Brown sends it across the field to Lamb. Lamb fakes left, goes to his right, drops it off for Skladany out top. And this one taken away momentarily by the Tomcats. Now a good sliding tackle as Holliga was going for the ball, and he took a hard tumble to the turf. He's able to get up under his own power, but again, he took a hard hit on the tackle. And the Yellow Jackets are going to get themselves a free kick. Lamb charges in, jumps over the ball. It's sent toward the box by the Jackets. Header attempt deflected by the Tomcats. Skladany trying to track it down, gets pushed in the back. And another foul against the Tomcats. So another free kick coming up for the Yellow Jackets, and Skladany will be over the ball. Puts both hands in the air, drops them to his sides, and lobs it into the box. And that one gets all the way through, nearly on the fly. It's scooped up by Stefanowicz, who will walk it out. Already with a couple of saves early, thanks to a Yellow Jacket push down the field. Stefanowicz will punt it across midfield. That was an impressive kick, about 60-something yards on the fly. And now the Tomcats giving pursuit. The Jackets content to let it roll out past the end line. That'll result in a goal kick. The first for either team in the first half. Just over 9 minutes gone in this first half of action, and we have no score. The Jackets, a little bit more of the aggressor, as they have a couple of shots on goal that were turned away by Stefanowicz. Warwick will send it across midfield. It's headed down the field by the Yellow Jackets. BW with good pursuit as Al-Halabi gets it. It's headed down by Hilliga, and then the Tomcats will take it away. Massaro with good pursuit of the football, but just a little bit over-aggressive. He sent Badowski down to the turf, and that will result in a Yellow Jacket foul for a free kick for the Tomcats. A free kick sent down the field by Becker. Headed toward the Yellow Jacket net. It's kicked away now by the Jackets. It'll result in a throw-in for the Tomcats. That kick went about 4 rows deep in the bleachers. And if you're familiar with the layout here at Tressel Field, there's a track in between the playing surface and the bleachers. So that was quite the impressive kick on the clear by the Jackets. BW takes possession after the Tomcat throw-in and get it across midfield. And the Tomcats will send it right back. Good pursuit. coming on the far end, but it's headed away by Warwick. Now Bobish will give it a try to possess, but he will not be able to, and it will be a Yellow Jacket throw-in. Brown sends it between the hash marks on the throw-in to Skladany. He'll reverse it left side to Lamb. Lamb drops it back to McCauley. McCauley sends it near side to Alden. Alden up the near sideline to Brown. Brown back to Alden. Alden with a right footer. Gets it over to Lamb on the far sideline. He'll drop it back to Al-Halabi. Back to Alden out top. Now to Lamb. Lamb will lob it in toward the Tomcat net. It's headed away by the Tomcats. And hustling after it for Thiel is Bobish. He'll lob it across midfield for Kovacic. And it's taken away again by the Jackets. Massaro with it. Sends it near side. It gets dropped back to Reyes. Reyes keeps it near side to Brown. Brown into the middle to Skladany. Was lobbed in by Reyes and cleared out by the Tomcats. But the Jackets get it right back, and we have an injured Yellow Jacket. It's McCauley. He is clutching at that right knee. And he will be helped up off of the turf here at Tressel Field. And a free kick will be forthcoming as McCauley tries to shake the cobwebs loose and walk off whatever ails him. Lamb hops over the ball. Skladany with the right foot. Lobs it towards the net. It's headed out by the Tomcats, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Brown will throw it in. It's headed away by the Tomcats. It's cleared out to Kovacic. And he'll clear it to Badowski. And it's sent out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets on a deflection. A throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. From just on the BW defensive side of midfield, it's thrown in. And the Tomcats will get it back after a brief deflection by the Jackets. But now good battle ensues right in front of the Yellow Jacket bench, and BW will control it. Massaro with it. Stepped with his right foot. Good physical battle right there with Badowski, and Badowski got a little bit too aggressive, and that results in a foul against the Tomcats. Lamb with it, far side. He'll reverse it to McCauley. McCauley sends it near side to Brown. It's headed back toward the Thiel net and momentarily possessed by the Jackets. Now they'll get it back off a deflection. Reyes off the touch from Massaro. He'll send it over left side to Lamb. Lamb works around two Thiel defenders before getting it out top to Alden. Good strike, and from 30 yards out, Alden buries the goal for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Upper right corner, and he beats Stefanowicz for the first tally of the game. The Alexandria, Virginia native absolutely smoked that kick and put it where nobody was going to get it. And that is about as impressive as you can get of a goal. And that is one for the highlight tape. No doubt about that one. And just his fourth shot of the year, the third one on goal. McGuire Alden, I should say, registers his first goal of the season. Now possession over to the Tomcats. We're about a third of the way through this first half, and the Tomcats will look for an answer. While we have this opportunity, we want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by University Hospitals Trasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company, and BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game on Flow College. The Jackets with possession. It's Brown near side. He'll send it over to Alden. Alden will send it left side to Lamb. Lamb drops it for Skladany. Skladany gets it across midfield and then hands it off. Now Reyes with a header attempt. He just missed it. That would have been goal number 2 for sure for the Yellow Jackets. It's headed once more by BW towards the Thiel goal. And plucked out of the air by Stefanowicz for the Tomcats. So Thiel will walk it down the field, walk their formation down the field before Stefanowicz will punt it away. And now the Jackets trying to control it. Lamb on the deflection, sends it across midfield, and the Tomcats send it right back at him. Brown with it, over to Lamb. Lamb looking for a teammate, but a teammate slipped, and the Tomcats took possession. Now Alden gets it back, and McGuire Alden lobs it deep down the field. It's headed into the box by the Jackets, and we're going to get our first corner of the night as the Tomcats headed out past the end line, and the Jackets will get that corner, and it will be Halloage will take the corner for the Jackets. Left foots it toward the goal. Out top, and it's going to be just a little bit too high of the crossbar. The Jackets had a golden opportunity to double their advantage, but to no avail as it sails high of the crossbar. So goal kick coming up for the Tomcats, and they'll quick kick it over to the left. Now with the left foot, it gets sent out towards Bobish, and Alden will head it out of bounds. So a throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. Bobish with it. He's looking for Kovacic, and it will be Mangold who will track it down, but Mangold was out of bounds, and he took the ball with him. So a throw-in for the Jackets. It's Brown getting it into Reyes. Back to Brown. He'll drop it over to McCauley. McCauley sends it over left side to Lamb. Lamb between the hash marks. Halloage with it, and it will be sent out by the Tomcats, thrown in by Halloage. And Lamb tries to send it towards the goal. It's blocked by the Tomcats. They'll get a clear. Lamb kicks it back toward the goal, and good hustle by the Yellow Jackets. Al-Halabi on the force of the action, and then he'll get called for a penalty, so it'll be a free kick coming up for the Tomcats. It's kicked across midfield, but it's out of bounds on the fly. The Jackets will get the throw in near midfield. Brown gets it into Reyes. Reyes sends it left side over to Lamb. Lamb drops it for Alden. Alden sends it up the field on that far side. Good deke by the Jackets to get the ball back to Alden. He'll drop it back to Lamb. Lamb into the box. Oh, a missed opportunity there. Al-Halabi had a great look at it, but the ball was led a little bit too far by Lamb. Everything worked out picture perfect except for the finish for the Yellow Jackets. Stefanowicz drops back and kicks it near midfield. It's headed away by the Jackets. Now the Tomcats will send it across midfield before the Jackets send it right back. That's Thomas Getz with the lob for Massaro, but the Tomcats get it back. Getz tracking it down. He'll head it back to Massaro, tries a back kick. It's taken away by Rossi. And now Massaro will get it back. Good physical play right there on both sides, but the Tomcats a little bit too aggressive, says the official in the middle, and that's going to result in a free kick for the Yellow Jackets. Getz puts the right foot into it, sends it all the way across the field with a sweeping pass. Alden will track it down off a deflection from the Tomcats to McCauley. McCauley lobs it towards the sideline, but he hits it out of bounds, so the Tomcats will get the throw in. It's lobbed towards midfield, but the Jackets will take it away. Alden had it momentarily. His pass was redirected. Now the Tomcats give him pursuit towards the Yellow Jacket goal. It's Kovacic with it. He'll drop it back to Mangold. Mangold then trying to redirect it, but Warwick comes out of the net and scoops up the loose ball. He'll overhand swing it over to Lamb. Lamb out top now to Skladany. Drop back to McCauley. He'll clear it near side to Brown. Brown across the midfield stripe. Sends it over to Skladany on the left side. Now out top to Lamb. Back to Skladany on the lead pass. A little bit too long. Skladany has it taken away by the Tomcats. Reyes giving good effort, but the Tomcats with a good clear. Now hustling after Kovacic with it. Gets on his hip pocket. Kovacic will get it, but won't get it in stride. He'll have to battle for it. And he'll try to kick it out over to Rossi, and a foul is called against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, and it'll be a free kick for the Tomcats. And it is good field position for the Tomcats for that kick, as it will be roughly 28 yards out of the net. Call it 25, I should say. Mangold will take the free kick. It's a three-man wall for the Yellow Jackets. Mangold, nice kick. It just sails high at the crossbar. Warwick leapt up to try and bat it away, and he couldn't get to it, and it lands on top of the net. The official actually said that Warwick did get a touch on it, and that'll result in a corner kick. Grant Becker will put the left foot into it, send it towards the net, and Warwick skies above everyone to take it away. He'll roll it left side to McCauley. The Jackets, if you're just joining us, going left to right here in this first half. The Tomcats going right to left. The Jackets in white uniform or white jerseys with brown stripes on the front. The Tomcats in the all blue jersey with the gold trim down the sides and the stripes on the front. The Jackets move it across midfield. It's Reyes with a lead pass. And the goalkeeper's out of net. Good save by Stefanowicz on a dive as Al-Halabi had an opportunity there, but Stefanowicz came out and really attacked the angle, giving Al-Halabi no chance at a straight shot. So good bit of keeping right there by Stefanowicz to keep it a 1-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets. as we're past the midway point of this first half. Under 21 minutes left to go. Jackets looking to build on a 1-0 lead that came on a McGuire-Alden strike from nearly 30 yards out into the upper right corner. Lamb on the throw-in, drops it back to McCauley. McCauley sends it near side to Getz. Getz will drop it back to Warwick. Warwick with the right foot sends it deep down the field. Al-Halabi giving it chase. He'll catch up to it along that far sideline. He'll dribble it towards the box. Centers it for Macero. Macero with a good battle trying to keep it for the Jackets. It's cleared by the Tomcats, but Reyes will track it down for BW. Now over to Brown, right side. Brown with the right foot with a lead pass into the box. It's headed away by the Tomcats, but right to Reyes. Reyes to the left of the formation, to the right of keeper Stefanowicz. It's once again directed out to Brown. Brown sends it in the middle to McGuire-Alden. Now it gets reversed to Lamb. Into the box it goes, or nearly into the box it goes, I should say, to Reyes. Fed back by Lamb. Redirected toward the net, but just wide. Halawaj just a little bit too wide of the net. Good look by the Jackets. 3 substitutions to report to you for the Tomcats. So it'll be Trey Grazier, a junior defender from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Shaler High School. Number 9, Ryan Fisher, a junior forward from Munhall, Pennsylvania, and Steel Valley High School. And number 30, Rylan Piccirilli, a freshman forward from Sharpsville, Pennsylvania, and Sharpsville High School. The Jackets with a ton of pressure and nearly force a turnover. Now they will take it away deep in Thiel territory, but offsides is the call against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Free kick coming up for the Tomcats. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against Thiel is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. And Papa John's in Berea, the official pizza provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game on Flow College. The Jackets with possession. It's Brown with a one-touch, trying to get it across midfield, and it's headed away by Grazier momentarily, but the Jackets get it back. Reyes wide right, sends it into the box, nearly headed in by the Jackets, but just out of the reach of Macero. The Jackets generating a ton of pressure on the offensive end of the field, and they've had a couple of really good opportunities to try and expand this lead, but unable to do so yet. That will not deter them as they go right back at it on the punt that's sent across midfield. The Jackets will seize control once more. It's Brown dribbling it across midfield with the right foot. Send it over to Skladany. Long lead pass for Lamb. It'll be ushered out of bounds by the Tomcats, and that'll be a goal kick coming up for Thiel. So on the pitch now for the Tomcats, subbing in a sophomore defender from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Deer Lakes High School, number 12, Joey Cushion. And checking in for the Yellow Jackets, a 6-foot forward senior from Parma and Normandy High School, number 9, Max Yockum. Brown redirects an attempt up the field by the Tomcats, so it'll be a throw-in coming up for Thiel, and it'll be Cushion who will handle that responsibility right near midfield. Lobs it in, looking for Piccirilli, and the Jackets will take it away. Warwick will sky the ball across midfield with the right foot. And the Tomcats will take it away momentarily, but Reyes will head it right back down the field. Al-Halabi with it. It's dropped back to Brown. Brown inside to Massero. Now Reyes on a one-touch. Has it deflect off of a Tomcat who hustles after it, saving it from going across the end line. It'll be out of the sideline, and that'll result in a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. And Yocum will throw it in. It's Brown with the left foot getting into the box. Massero changes direction left, goes back right, loses the ball, and it's cleared momentarily by the Tomcats, but the Jackets get another deflection before Thiel will send it down across midfield. It'll be tracked down by McCauley over to Warwick. Warwick from the top of the box sends it deep down the field. It's headed away by Thomas. And then it'll be Grazier who will track it down before Fisher settles underneath it. Fisher with a lead pass for Piccirilli, and it will go past the end line, resulting in a goal kick coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Number 18, Micah Fortney, a first-year midfielder from Palmyra, Pennsylvania, and Mount Calvary Christian has checked in for the Tomcats. Warwick with a goal kick coming up. Right-footed across midfield where the Tomcats will head it right back at him before the Jackets give good pursuit. It's Grazier with a lead pass that the Yellow Jackets are content to take away on the near sideline. It's cleared out near midfield. Good lead pass from Yocum to Al-Halabi. He's around a defender. Gets another one coming up in pressure, and he'll drop it back to Yocum with the right foot, and it's blocked away by the Tomcats. Reyes with possession now, and he gets it taken away by the Tomcats, who get the clear out near midfield. McCauley will go after and seize control. Will give it to Lamb. Lamb fights through a couple of defenders before the Tomcats will take it away, but on the clear, the Jackets get it right back. It goes around Alden to Brown. Brown into the middle to Yocum. Change of direction with the left foot. He skies it, and if this were football, that would be good as it split the uprights, but it sailed just a little bit too high of the crossbar. And that will result in another goal kick coming up for the Tomcats. Jackets at midfield headed back toward the Thiel net. But the Tomcats pick up the pressure. Melarano with it. Try to send it up the field. It was deflected out by the Jackets. A throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. The Jackets let a deflection go out of play, and that will result in a throw-in for BW. So 5 substitutions on the field for the Jackets. Number 8, Robbie Rochford, a 5'9" sophomore midfielder from Fairlawn and Copley, Ohio. Checking in, number 19, Michael Gigante, a 5'11" senior midfielder from Uniontown and Lake High School, along with 5'10" senior defender from Twinsburg, number 28, Matt Aspinall, and a 5'8" sophomore midfielder from Columbus and Olentangy Orange High School, number 30, Braden Beggs. A free kick coming up for the Tomcats, just shy of midfield. Good kick. Nearly getting into the box. It's headed towards the Yellow Jacket net, but the Jackets will get the clear out toward midfield. And a collision just past the midfield stripe. Play continues, and the Jackets will hustle after it. As one of the Jackets was trying to jump at the ball when Grant Becker was trying to clear it, and that Yellow Jacket caught it in the midsection and You definitely do not want to experience that anytime you get it in that rib area. First of all, it's going to knock the wind out of you, and secondly, it's going to be hard to get it back into you because you got to breathe. But with a bruise in the midsection, breathing is not the easiest thing to do. So we wish that Yellow Jacket the best as he tries to gather himself. And that's Michael Gigante, who just checked in about a minute ago. So tough start to his night. And credit Grant Becker for going up to him and give him a tap on the back to say, hey, no ill intent there. And Gigante responded in kind, saying, I know, just part of the game. Good pursuit of the ball, and you had to get it out of there, and no harm and intent behind the kick. So Gigante will head over to the Yellow Jacket bench, and he'll be attended to by the training staff. Couple of long, deep breaths there. And credit Becker, too. Becker actually called to the Yellow Jacket sideline. He put his right hand in the air to try and get the attention of the officials in the Jacket bench to say, hey, he needs some help. And fortunately, they were able to get to him, and he was able to walk off under his own power, which is always a good sign. And again, we wish Gigante well and hope that everything goes well. Good sign here. Gigante back on the latest substitution. A couple of substitutions also for the Tomcats. As that ball is deflected near midfield, controlled by Thiel. The Yellow Jackets will get it back. Alden will take it. He'll drop it back for Aspinall before it gets sent out toward Beggs. It's one touched more towards the middle of the field before it gets sent over to Aspinall right side. He'll right-foot it toward the box and set it out by the Tomcats. Alden trying to regain possession, and he won't. But the Yellow Jackets will momentarily, and they'll redirect it down the field. The Tomcats content to let it roll all the way across the sideline. So Zach Lozier, a junior forward from Long Island, New York, and Rocky Point High School, checks in for the Tomcats, as does Kyle Benson, a junior midfielder from Roaming Shores, Ohio, and Grand Valley High School. He'll wear number 32. Warwick will send it back across midfield where the Jackets will head it away from the Tomcats momentarily before it's redirected back and forth. The Tomcats with good pursuit, but they'll knock it out of play, and it will result in a throw-in for the Jackets. And that will be Matt Aspinall who will throw it in. And the Tomcats will direct it out of bounds once more, so Aspinall once again will throw it in. He throws it deep right side. As it deflected back toward him, but out of bounds once more off of the Tomcats. Couple substitutions for the Yellow Jackets. So number 4, Yasik Gomez, a 5'11" sophomore defender from Avon Lake. And number 34, Gavin Nixon, a 6-foot freshman forward from Irvine, California, and Orange Lutheran High School, in for the Yellow Jackets. Beggs with it out top. He'll drop it back to Getz. Getz with a long lead pass, and that will roll out past the end line. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Baldwin Wallace for the Tomcats, I should say, against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And while we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the Thiel Tomcats on Flow College. The Jackets take away possession near midfield. It's Yawkin with it. He'll drop it back to Gomez. Gomez sends it over to Warwick. Warwick reverses it left side. Then it's lobbed across midfield by the Yellow Jackets. And the pursuit, too much for the Jackets as the lead pass was a little bit too long, so it's a throw-in for the Tomcats. Clear by the Tomcats across midfield. The Jackets will keep possession as Gomez with some fancy footwork dekes a defender and keeps possession. Back to Getz. He goes into the middle of the field to Beggs. Beggs checks over the right and left shoulder, seeing where pressure's coming, seeing nothing. He pushes it to his left. Now the Jackets with possession as Beggs lobs it towards the box. It's Kane with it, but it's cleared by the Tomcats. And it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Another clear by the Tomcats. And it's thrown in by Gomez. Gomez looking for Yawkin. And it's redirected by Gavin Nixon. Jackets with possession. Rockford with it. He'll send it left side, get it back on a one-touch. Swinging it inside to Gigante. It's redirected by the Tomcats. And it will be knocked out by Thiel. It'll be a throw-in for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Five minutes left to go in this first half of play. The throw-in gets all the way to the box, and it'll be headed out along the end line, and that will result in a corner kick for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Corner number 2 of the game. Max Yawkin with it. With this opportunity, I should say, on the corner. He'll throw both hands up, then put them down at his sides before he lobs it in. It's headed out, but the Jackets will control possession once more. As Kane with it, and he'll have it blocked out by the Tomcats, so another corner is forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Yawkin will take it on this side of the field now, too. With the right foot, he'll drop it back to Rockford. Rockford, wide side, tries to center it, and it's headed out by the Tomcats. Beggs with good pursuit. He'll get it back from Gigante, and his pass attempt is blocked by the Tomcats, and it will be headed out of bounds by Thiel. So another throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Under 3.5 minutes left to go before the intermission. It's thrown into Gigante. The Tomcats will take it away momentarily. On a clear, the Jackets will get a hold of it. It's Gomez up the field with the pass to Beggs. Beggs off a deflection. Keeps possession before the Tomcats will force a turnover. Now the Jackets will get it back on a good hustle play as Gomez got it from Rockford. Now back to Rockford near sideline. Lead pass. The Jacket intended for that was Gigante. He looked left. The pass went to his right, and it was directed out of bounds by the Tomcats. Now a throw in for the Jackets. Gets it to Rockford. Between the hash marks, 2 Beggs. He'll get it back on a one-touch. Then a lob down the field headed out by the Tomcats. And good pursuit by the Tomcats and good positioning draws a foul against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. 2:16 and counting on a running first half clock here at Tressel Field. Becker on the free kick. It's headed out by the Jackets, redirected by the Tomcats. Getz will settle underneath it and head it away. And the Tomcats will be whistled for a foul. So the Yellow Jackets will take possession on a free kick coming up here. Looks like Warwick will be called on to handle those duties as 90 seconds are all that remain in this first half. Warwick with the right foot sends it from the 20 to the opposite 20 on a header. The Jackets get it into the box, but it will be controlled by Stefanowicz. He'll scoop it up, and he'll tell his teammates to settle down and clear out away from his net. On the kick down the field, the Jackets sent it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. And Jackets will head it back toward midfield. And the Tomcats will send it right back to them. And on the redirection, the Jackets will track it down. That's Beggs hustling after it. Up the near sideline to Gomez. Gomez with a centering pass, gets back on a one-touch. He'll lob it towards the center. It's headed just high of the net, off the crossbar of the uprights here. Rather the football uprights, I should say. Just a little bit too high of the soccer crossbar. Another good opportunity for the Yellow Jackets results in some frustration. As you could see it all over their faces, that was a good chance. And the Jackets will not get another one before the halftime break as it is kicked out of bounds by Stefanowicz. And our score at the halftime break, the host Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets lead the visiting Thiel Tomcats in this home opener on the 2025 season for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They lead it 1-0 again over the Tomcats. We're going to step aside for a halftime break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the first half stats and get you set for second half action between the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace and the Tomcats of Thiel College right here from Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's game on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III men's soccer on the pitch tonight as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets play host to the Thiel College Tomcats in the home opener for the Yellow Jackets. They started off with 3 road games and a neutral site game, and now they are at home for the first time today, and they lead it 1-0 after the first half of play. Taking a look at that first half, McGuire Alden, the goal scorer for the Yellow Jackets, he had 1 shot and 1 goal in 45 minutes of action. He and Seth Warwick, the 2 Yellow Jackets, along with Thomas Getz, who had 45 minutes of action. Ben McCauley also sneaking in there with 45 minutes of action. Leading the way in shots for the Yellow Jackets, Omar Al-Halabi, with 3 and 2 have reached goal. And taking a look at the Yellow Jacket keeper, Seth Warwick, he has 2 saves on 2 shots faced. For the Tomcats, leading the way in shots, it's Becker and Mangold with 1 each. And their keeper, Bryce Stefanowicz, has made 4 saves and allowed 1 goal in 45 minutes of action. The Yellow Jackets out shooting Thiel 12-2, shots on goal 5-2 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, and BW has 3 corners to just 1 for the Tomcats. No red cards, no yellow cards issued. Fouls about even. Thiel with 7, 6 against the Yellow Jackets, 1 offsides call against the Yellow Jackets. 1 goal allowed for the Tomcats, 4 saves against 2. Thiel leads that category, and then shots faced 12 for Thiel and 2 for the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. The Tomcats will begin the second half with possession of the ball. They will go left to right across your screens, and the Yellow Jackets will go right to left. The Tomcats, again, in white shorts with blue jerseys, gold trim down the sides. Thiel written in white across the front, trimmed in gold. The numbers also in white, trimmed in gold, and Tomcats across the back nameplate. The Yellow Jackets with white jerseys and brown shorts. The jerseys have rather brown and white striping up the front of the jersey with the athletic logo on the left shoulder and the number in brown on the back. The Tomcats get the second half of action underway. And McGuire Alden with good pressure forces a pass. And Kovacic dribbles it into the box. It's cleared out by the Yellow Jackets. And now Alden trying to keep possession for BW on a clear attempt. The Tomcats get a shot on goal, and it's a jumping save made by Seth Warwick. An incredible save by Warwick, the 6-foot-tall keeper, using every bit of that height and reach to lunge after it and punch it over the crossbar. It'll be the second corner for the Tomcats. Mangold will take it for Thiel. And Warwick will come out of the net and punch it loose all the way to the sideline, about 30 yards out, before it's cleared eventually down the field by the Yellow Jackets into the Tomcat bench. It's a throw-in for Thiel. Warwick with a good aggressive play there, not letting the Tomcats really get a second touch on it before he punched it out with both arms. The throw gets into the box. Good pressure by the Yellow Jackets from the top of the box. It's a lunging save made by Seth Warwick, and he will walk it out. A lot of action on the south end goal tonight. The Yellow Jackets with 12 shots, and 5 of which reach goal on that side of the field in the first half. And the Tomcats starting off the second half with a couple of shots on goal and saves from Seth Warwick of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. The Jackets trying to possess the ball across midfield, and once again it's knocked out by BW, but this time it's going to be said to be deflected off of one of the Tomcats, so the Yellow Jackets will get the throw in. And this one's kicked out once again by the Tomcats, so the Yellow Jackets will get another throw in, and it'll be Brown who will do the honors. It's run out over to Lamb on the near side. Lamb drops it back to McCauley, back to Lamb. Lamb with a one touch into the middle to Skladany. Skladany drops it back to Getz. Getz up the field, and a big collision from the Tomcats on Brown. And it's Brady Brown taking a big hit and around the 43-yard line on the football field. And it'll be a free kick coming up for the Yellow Jackets, and Brown looks like he will take it. He adjusts his shin guards. Takes a few steps back, puts both hands into the air, gives a signal, charges into the ball, puts the right foot into it, and it's headed out by the Tomcats. Alden will track it down, lobbed in from McCauley, headed out once more by the Tomcats. And the Jackets will keep it. Brown touches it over to Massaro. Massaro lobs it towards the net. It's headed just out of the reach of Stefanowicz. And a corner is called for by the official on the far side, as the ball did hit one of the Tomcats on its way across the end line. And Skladany will take the corner for the Yellow Jackets. With the right foot, he hits it toward the net, and it's headed right back out by the Tomcats. That's going to be another corner for the Yellow Jackets. It's headed out again by the Tomcats, but it'll stay inbounds. They'll head back towards the box before they head it back out once more toward midfield. It's going to be run out by Kovacic. He leaves a long lead pass for Mangold. Mangold adjusts his route and has it knocked out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets. The throw in is right back to the Tomcats, and Brown with the clear off of one of the Tomcats, and that will result in a throw-in for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And on the throw-in, it's directed out by the Yellow Jackets, so throw-in coming up for the Tomcats, and it will be kicked out along the end line by the Yellow Jackets as Getz couldn't keep it in. That'll result in a corner for Thiel. Mangold will take it with the right foot. Puts his right arm into the air. Charges into it. Kicks it short. The Tomcats will keep possession. They'll touch it out to Mangold. Then the crossing pass will go all the way out on the other side of the field. Throw in forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Lamb with it on the near sideline. Right foots it across midfield. It's deflected by the Tomcats. Headed back toward midfield by Baldwin Wallace. But they won't hold possession. Is good back and forth here as Warwick will sink back in his net. McCauley will track it down to Lamb. Lamb over top of his head trying to get it down the field. Massaro now tries to slip it to Skladany. Back to Massaro. Back to Skladany with the right foot. Centers it to Alden. Alden finds Massaro up the left side. Good change of direction, but he still can't keep possession for very long as the Tomcats apply good pressure. And Logan Gordon with it, battling Matthew Skladany. Those two lock up, arm in arm at the hip, before the Yellow Jackets will seize control of the ball. Reyes with it wide right. He'll slip it inside to Helawaj. And the ball is out off of the Yellow Jackets, says the official. So a throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. Good battle on the near side, and a foul is called against the Tomcats, so a free kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Skodania will take the free kick for the Yellow Jackets. He gives a signal with both hands, lobs it towards the goal, and it's headed out by the Tomcats, and it should result in a, well, they're going to say that's a corner, or rather a goal kick coming up for the Tomcats, as after the initial head out of the box, it caromed out by one of the, or off of one of the Yellow Jackets, I should say. So Stefanovic will send it near the BW bench, and it's headed out near midfield for a Baldwin Wallace throw-in. Ball is skied off the throw-in toward midfield by the Tomcats. Lamb will track it down. And his long lead pass will be ushered out by the Tomcats. Throw in for Thiel coming up. After a couple deflections, the Yellow Jackets will retake possession. Reyes with it. His pass gets deflected back, but it's Brown with possession now. And on a sliding grab of the soccer ball, Stefanovic will come away with it. After today, the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will next be in action on Thursday night when they travel across the county to University Heights for a non-conference matchup with the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Then they'll be home on Saturday the 13th and the following Wednesday, September 17th, when they play the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets on Saturday and the College of Worcester Fighting Scots the following Wednesday. It'll be a nice stretch of home games for the Yellow Jackets, 3 out of their next 4 right here on Tressel Field before they go on the road for 3 of their next 4 after that, including the OAC opener on Saturday, October 4th at Capitol. And that will be a night affair. That will be a 7 p.m. kick down in Bexley. Warwick to take a free kick for the Yellow Jackets just shy of midfield, and it's punched into the air by Stefanovic. He's out of the net, and it's out along the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick coming up for the Tomcats. So dangerous play right there, but the Tomcats walk away none the worse for wear on the scoreboard. After today, the road trip will continue for Thiel as they will play a Friday afternoon game at Hilbert College in Hamburg, New York. And then they will be at home next Wednesday when they play Penn State, New Kensington on what will be senior night for the Tomcats at Alumni Stadium at Stover Field. And they open President's Athletic Conference play with back-to-back road games. Big collision near the 35, and a card is being issued. So the Yellow Jackets will get a free kick coming up here. Brown will tee up the free kick with the right foot. He lobs it towards the goal. It's headed down, kept alive by the Jackets, but then sent way across the end line by BW on the redirect. The yellow card charge to Bryce Bobish. Officially at the 56-48 mark of this match. Rather, this game, I should say. Your goal kick coming up for the Tomcats. And it's out of play, shy of midfield, so the Yellow Jackets will seize possession. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by University Hospitals, Trasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company, and BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. You're enjoying tonight's men's soccer game against the Thiel College Tomcats right here on Flow College. The Jackets with possession. Lamb slips a pass left side. Then on a redirect, Macero gets it into the box. It's punched out by the keeper. Then nearly kicked into his own net by one of the Tomcats. They tried to kick it backwards, and that didn't miss the net by much. It'll result in a corner kick coming up for the Tomcats. Or rather, for the Yellow Jackets, I should say. And there are a ton of Tomcats who have that very surprised look and amazed look on their face, like we just got away with that one, and they did. The Jackets still with possession on a quick corner kick. It's back to Helawaj. He'll get towards the box. Left foot shot toward the net, and a diving save made by Stefanowicz. He will walk it out, and the Tomcats will try to regroup after what was a pretty dangerous exchange there between the Yellow Jackets and the Tomcats. The Yellow Jackets whistled for a foul, and the Tomcats rush up the field, and a free kick is forthcoming for the Tomcats. About 30 yards out from goal, and it will be taken by Grant Becker, the North Olmsted, Ohio native. With the left foot, Becker lobs it towards the goal. It's headed away from the box, and Lamb will try and track it down, and he will guide it out along the sideline. That's a throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. We have a substitution for Thiel. Grazier returns for Thiel, and he will spell Giovanni Rossi Jr. Logan Gordon will throw it in for Thiel, and it's poked out by by the Yellow Jackets, so the Tomcats will keep it. Oh, good move right there by Melarano before it's cleared out by the Yellow Jackets. Melarano just with an outstanding move to cross up one of the Jacket defenders and push the ball toward the box. But the Yellow Jackets now fighting for possession, and a foul is committed by the Tomcats. So we have another free kick coming up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Under 29 minutes left to play here in the second half. The Jackets clinging to a 1-0 lead. The Tomcats, I wouldn't say more aggressive of the two teams, but definitely more aggressive on the offensive end than they were in that first half, and they have tested Seth Warwick early and often in this second half. As the Yellow Jackets will have it deflect out of bounds off of the Tomcats, that will result in a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. Max Yalcom and Robbie Rockford will check in for the Yellow Jackets. Throw-in front of the Yellow Jacket bench, goes right to the Tomcats. It's cleared toward midfield, and it's out of play. off of the Tomcats, so the Yellow Jackets will get another throw in. It's Brown who throws it in, centers it for Alden, back to Brown, but it's deflected away by the Tomcats before Getz can get it back. He slips a pass to Warwick, and it's deflected by the Tomcats. It's out of bounds off of Thiel, and the Yellow Jackets got away with that one as Warwick came up to protect his net because that lead pass was not long enough for the Yellow Jackets to get there without heavy pressure from the Tomcats. So Getz will lob it down the field and will be headed out of bounds by Thiel. Another throw in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Brown puts it in play. It's redirected towards the goal and deflected by one of the Tomcats up to Stefanowicz, who gives Logan Gordon a pat on the back to say, hey, thanks for redirecting that one away from me. And let's get this down the field and further away from my net. Stefanowicz puts it across midfield. It's headed back by McGuire. And the battle ensues near midfield. Skladany there for the Jackets. He drops it back to Lamb. It's touched to Alden, but he has it deflect off of him and go to Melarano. And off of McCauley, it'll be a throw-in for the Tomcats. Substitution for Thiel. Number 9, Ryan Fisher, has returned. And Logan Gordon will take the throw-in for the Tomcats. And it's directed out to the top of the box, and Warwick will track it down. One of the Jackets a little worse for wear after a collision, and we have a stoppage in play as he's attended to by his teammates, and a member of the Baldwin Wallace training staff will make her way onto the pitch before Brown jogs down the field and gives the all clear. And that allows Thiel to reset. And Warwick will be given the ball by the official once more on the clock. And started to wind down once more as Warwick swings it out to Lamb. Lamb dribbles it up near midfield, crosses it over to Skladany. Skladany with the right foot, working his way around the defender, drops it back to Lamb. Lamb steps around Gordon, double teamed, and it's taken away by the Tomcats. Lob down the field. McCauley with good tracking puts himself between the ball and the pursuing Tomcat. Now Lamb will put it down the field. It's on the foot of Yocum. Yocum with the left foot goes far corner, and he just misses it wide to the right. But it wouldn't have counted anyway as the offside signal was given. Good rush up the field by the Yellow Jackets goes for naught. And a free kick will be given to the Tomcats. Becker lobs it down the field. It's headed away by Alden, and it'll be a throw-in just past midfield. Or no, the official will say that a foul was called against the Yellow Jackets, so another free kick forthcoming for Thiel. Becker will settle on top of the ball and back away before giving his free kick. It's a double wall for the Yellow Jackets. Or rather, I should say a two-man wall for the Yellow Jackets. Becker lobs it in. It's headed out by the Yellow Jackets. And they'll get the clear out near midfield. And substitutions for both sides forthcoming. Kovacic will take a seat for the Tomcats. He'll be pitcher Ridley will be in for the Tomcats. And in for the Yellow Jackets, Braden Beggs. So the respective number 30 for both teams in on the pitch. Al-Halabi will put it toward the box. It's kicked away by the Tomcats, but taken right back by the Yellow Jackets. Joachim had it redirected off of his foot. It gets out to Lamb. Lamb lobs it toward the box. It's headed backward by the Tomcats, and it's out of play on the end line. Another corner coming up for Baldwin Wallace. And Matthew Skladany will take it. The senior from St. Edward High School. Skladany with the right foot. It's headed down by Al-Halabi. Now a good pressure by the Yellow Jackets, and on a dive, it'll be Stefanowicz who comes away with the ball. He'll jog it away from his goal. And when we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. And Papa John's in Berea, the official pizza provider of Baldwin Wallace. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game right here on Flow College. The Jackets with possession on the Thiel defensive side of the field. Gets swung out wide right. Inside to Reyes. Reyes with a redirect over the end line, and that's going to be a goal kick coming up, I believe. Are they going to? Nope. It was deflected off of the Tomcats, and it'll be Skladany who heads to the corner for another corner kick. Skladany out top. The shot is blocked by the Tomcats. That was off the foot of Rockford. It's redirected by Lamb, and it'll be jumped after and controlled by the keeper, Bryce Stefanowicz. And it's kicked out by the Tomcats, so the Yellow Jackets will get possession on a throw-in. Brown will throw it in for the Yellow Jackets. Gets it into Skladany and back to Brown on the far sideline. Over to Joachim. He leads Al-Halabi, who uses his speed to get past the keeper, and his shot is off the post. And it will result in a goal kick for the Tomcats. So Zach Lozier, Joey Cushion, and Giovanni Rossi Jr. will check back in for the Tomcats. Under 20 minutes left in this second half. The Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace lead the Tomcats of Thiel College 1-0. Stefanowicz will tee up the goal kick. And put the right foot into it. It will get headed across midfield. And the Yellow Jackets will deflect it back. And good physical battle. Just a little bit too aggressive from Braden Beggs. of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, and that will result in a free kick for the Tomcats. Grant Becker will kick it for Thiel. Becker gives a signal, puts the left foot into it. It's into the box. It's headed down by the Yellow Jackets. And then controlled by the Tomcats. Blocked by the Yellow Jackets. Brown got in the way of that shot attempt. And it's a missed header by the Yellow Jackets. Now headed back by the Tomcats a couple times before it's sent toward midfield. Yockum will head it away toward Thiel's goal. It'll be dropped back for Stefanowicz, who has the kick hit off the side of his foot and only travel about 20 yards before the Yellow Jackets control it. Now it'll be cleared by the Tomcats. McCauley giving chase. He'll get to it first. He'll left foot it up the sideline, and it's out of play. It's a throw-in for the Tomcats, and we have a substitution for Thiel. Number 18, Micah Fortney, has returned. He's a first-year midfielder from Palmyra, Pennsylvania, and Mount Calvary Christian. Throw in from Loescher, and that's going to be a corner coming up for the Tomcats as the Yellow Jackets touched it before it went over the end line. Becker with the corner kick. Puts the left hand into the air, pulls it down, charges into the left foot kick, and it's through the box and deflected out by the Thiel Tomcats. It's a goal kick coming up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Warwick sends it near side. It's Lamb on top of the ball. He'll slip it over to Rockford. It'll be dropped back to McCauley. Now over to Getz. Now to Brown. Brown gets absolutely smoked on that slide tackle attempt, and he is clutching at his left knee, and that is going to be the end of the night for one of the Tomcats. As a red card has just been issued. Brown is being attended to by a member of the training staff and his goalkeeper, Seth Warwick, looking in on him. He clutched at that left knee immediately, and he'll be helped up. And he is hobbling toward the sideline. Looks like his right knee actually might have got it worse on the slide tackle attempt. He's trying to get loose on that sideline, but that might take a few minutes as the red card was indeed issued. Matt Aspinall into the match for the Yellow Jackets. Red card is an immediate ejection from the game and will result in a suspension as well. Warwick with a deep kick for the Yellow Jackets. It's controlled and guided out toward midfield by the Tomcats. It was a serious offense dubbed by the official, and now Warwick goes after it, and he gets bumped by one of the Tomcats. They'll come up and shake hands, which is good to see. Warwick being very deliberate before he spikes the ball down and quick kicks it to Lamb. Lamb sends it over to Beggs. Beggs drops it back for Getz. Getz sends it over right side. It's lobbed toward the box. Kicked out by the Tomcats. And it will be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And the throw-in gets to the hash marks untouched and will be kicked out by the Tomcats, but the Yellow Jackets will retain possession. Lamb with a crossing pass. It's headed out by the Tomcats. Beggs will settle on the ball, but have it deflect off of his right foot. And it's taken away by the Tomcats. Getz giving chase. He'll drop it back to Warwick as one of the Tomcats pursues it. Warwick redirects it near side. Left to McCauley. Then with a lead pass, he has Yocum with 4 Thiel defenders in tow. Yocum crosses it to the middle. The top of the box, a left-footed shot. Save on a dive by Stefanowicz. Stefanowicz will drop kick it across midfield. And it's controlled by the Yellow Jackets. Scladani slips a pass to Rockford, who redirects it to Yocum. Lead pass for Al-Halabi. A little bit too long, but it's tracked down by the Yellow Jackets. Back to Al-Halabi off the pass. He centers it, but it's cleared out by the Tomcats. It's dropped back to Getz. He'll swing it near right side. Reyes with a touch. Redirects it towards the sideline. Crossing pass attempt from Aspinall. Kicked out past the end line by the Tomcats. Another corner kick coming up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Scladani will take it for BW. Gives a signal, puts the right foot into it. Reyes tries to head it towards the net, but he was out-jumped by Derek Thomas of the Tomcats. It's out of play, off of Thiel. Throw in for the Yellow Jackets. It gets into Lamb. He right-foots it toward the goal. It's headed back toward Stefanowicz, who plucks it out of the air, and he'll walk it out. He punts it across midfield. It's headed back by McCauley. Then back by one of the Tomcats before the Yellow Jackets get possession. Long lead pass for Yocum. It's controlled by the Tomcats. Infraction, however, was whistled against the Tomcats, and that will result in the Yellow Jackets getting a free kick. Scladani out top over the ball. Yocum close to him. Now the Yocum will walk away. 3-man wall. 10 yards off the ball. Scladani with the right foot. And he sends it high of the crossbar and out of play. So a goal kick is forthcoming for the Tomcats, who send on 3 subs. Logan Gordon, Maxwell Kovacic back for the Tomcats, and Gino Pompey also returns for Thiel. Goal kick from Stefanowicz will get to midfield. It's headed down by the Jackets. Yocum skies it with the right foot. Tries to settle underneath it. Good body position. He'll get another touch with the right foot before the Tomcats take possession. Now Getz will hustle after it. He'll drop it back for Warwick. Warwick will sky it well down the field. And one of the Yellow Jackets trying to settle underneath it. They'll move it down the field. Good pursuit but it's kicked out by the Tomcats. Stoppage in play as a substitution will come on. 10-12 left to go here in the second half. Baldwin Wallace with a 1-0 lead over the Tomcats of Thiel College. Mike Kane returns for the Yellow Jackets. He's a 5'9" senior forward from Kent, Ohio, and Hudson High School. The throw-in gets to Skladany. He'll cross it into the box, but it is directed out by the Jackets, so the Tomcats will get a throw-in. Yawcom with it for the Jackets. Lead pass up the right side of the field. Left-footed pass into the box, gets to Skladany, but it ricochets off of his right foot, and it's cleared away to midfield by the Tomcats. It'll be McCauley who settles underneath it. He slips it to Rockford. Back to Getz. Getz back to Rockford. He'll right-footed across the field. And it's dropped back for Getz once more. Getz gets it across midfield. One touch from Aspinall. And it's cleared out by the Tomcats. Getz will track it down once more, but he sends it into the Yellow Jacket bench. And that will result in a throw-in for the Tomcats in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. And keep in mind, the Tomcats trying to get back into this game and apply some pressure to the Yellow Jackets down a man with the red card. They drop from 11 to 10 on the field. And a crossing pass from the Tomcats deflected out by the Yellow Jackets. Another throw-in forthcoming by Thiel. Gets from Gordon to Melarano. And it's taken away by the Jackets. And it's run out by Lamb. So another throw-in forthcoming for Thiel. Gordon lobs it in. It's headed away by the Yellow Jackets. Rockford Sendles underneath it. He skies it into the air, but it's headed back by Pompey. Now a good pursuit by Beggs will head it away from a Tomcat before the Yellow Jackets will seize control and then send it down the field. And it's headed out by the Tomcats. So the Yellow Jackets will get a throw-in in front of their own bench. 7:25 left to go here in the second half. It's 1-0, Baldwin Wallace leading Thiel. Getz slips it to Yawcom, but he guides it out of play off the left foot. Couldn't stretch far enough to hold possession. Now the throw in for the Tomcats, taken right away by the Yellow Jackets. A lob up the right sideline. Still possessed by the Yellow Jackets. I'll cycle it around and reset. Now across the field it goes to Skladany. He'll drop it back to Beggs. Beggs with the right foot. Hits it across the end line, and it will result in a goal kick coming up for the Tomcats. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's Yellow Jacket men's soccer game against the Thiel College Tomcats right here on Flow College. Stefanowicz on the goal kick, sends it out near and across the midfield stripe. The Tomcats keep possession. 5 Yellow Jacket defenders force the action and the turnover. They'll drop it back to Warwick. Warwick sends it over to McCauley. Under 6 minutes to play here in Berea. McCauley sends it near side to Lamb. Lamb to Bags, back to Getz. Getz gets it back and drops it back to Warwick. Over to McCauley. McCauley with a long lead pass to Skladany. Skladany circles around, keeps possession, drops it back to Lamb. Lamb sends it across the field to Getz. Getz just overshoots Al-Halabi, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway as it was called offsides against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. 2 Thiel Tomcats ready to check in as we have a stoppage. Micah Fortner and Andy Mangold check in for the Tomcats. Stefanowicz kicks it across midfield, but it's headed back by the Yellow Jackets. And it's overrun by the Jackets. And the Tomcats will get a free kick off of an infraction by BW. Becker with the left-footed kick. Puts it right at the top of the box. It's headed out by BW. And the Tomcats can't hold possession. BW gets a clear out of play. And that'll be a throw-in coming up for Thiel. Under 4 minutes left to go in this one. Again, this is a nice stretch for the Yellow Jackets. They're home for 3 out of 4, with this being one of those as a handball called against BW. Caromed off of the upper arm shoulder area. That'll result in a free kick for the Tomcats after a trip to University Heights for a non-conference matchup against John Carroll. Baldwin Wallace will be home for the next 2 against Waynesburg on Saturday and against the College of Worcester next week before they go on the road for 3 of 4. Long lead kick by Becker, headed out by the Yellow Jackets. A foul is called on Thiel. It'll be a free kick coming up for BW. It's played up to Lamb. Under 3 minutes now left to go here in the second half. BW up 1-0 over the Thiel College Tomcats. Rockford in the middle. Leaves it back for Lamb. Lamb will take a couple of steps back and walk it into the across midfield, I should say. A foul is called against Baldwin Wallace for throwing an elbow to Grant Becker. And that'll be a free kick coming up for Thiel. And you're going to see a lot of urgency out of this Tomcat squad with less than 2.5 minutes to play in the game. And them trailing by 1 on the scoreboard. You can expect everything out of the Tomcats now. Stefanowicz with a long lead across midfield, headed out by the Yellow Jackets. It's cleared over to Al-Halabi. Al-Halabi will left-foot it down the field. It's missed by Becker. And before Kane could get to it, it is sent out of the stadium on the fly and a deflection off of the top bleacher by the Tomcats. So a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And the field attendant on the near side has a whole long way to go to track down that loose ball. The throw-in gets into the box. A right-footed shot from the left of the goal is saved by Stefanowicz. And Stefanowicz will walk it to the top of the box. He's dribbling it with the right hand. Now dribbles it from the left hand to the right hand. Bounces it twice. Gives it a drop kick across midfield. It's headed away by the Yellow Jackets. and it will be kicked out by Al Halabi. And it's a throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. Less than a minute to go. The Tomcats not showing as much urgency as their fans are urging them to. And the Yellow Jackets headed out once more. Another throw-in coming up for the Tomcats. Logan Gordon. He'll lob it down the field. It's headed out by the Yellow Jackets and then kicked out just across midfield. So another Tomcat throw-in. Gordon on the throw-in. Misses his teammate. It's cleared by the Jackets across midfield, then sent back by the Tomcats. Another lob down the field by Thiel. Warwick giving chase. He'll catch it on the bounce. He'll fall to the turf. Stand back up. Look at the scoreboard, seeing that there's only 15 seconds left. He will take his time. He'll drop it to the field. Give it a push kick. Then launch it with the right foot. And that will just about do it as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets send it toward Stefanowicz. And that brings today's match to an end as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets improve to 3-2 overall with a 1-0 win over the Thiel College Tomcats, who fall to 1-4 on the season. They are now 0-2 at home. Baldwin Wallace 1-0 on the home field. Again, after today, the Tomcats will be on the road on Friday afternoon at Hilbert in Hamburg, New York. And then next Wednesday, they will return to Alumni Stadium at Stover Field in Greenville, Pennsylvania for senior night against Penn State, New Kensington, before getting back on the road for the next two. So this road swing continues as it's 4 out of 5 in this stretch that the Tomcats will be on the road, and they open PAC play at Hiram and St. Vincent at the end of September, so they will stay on the road for quite a bit of time. Baldwin Wallace after today, they'll be on the road on Thursday night against John Carroll University Heights, 7 p.m. kickoff for that game before they return home on Saturday night for a 7 p.m. kickoff against the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. And then next Wednesday, they will also be at home at 7 p.m. against the College of Worcester Fighting Scots. Our score again from Baldwin Wallace, thanks to the first half goal from McGuire Alden, it is BW 1, the Thiel College Tomcats 0. For everyone here at Baldwin Wallace, I'm Matt Florjancic saying make today better than yesterday and make tomorrow better than today. Have a great night, everybody, and as always, go Jackets.